Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm a homeschool mom to 3 kids from 3rd grade to top school. And today I want to share with you my 5 must-haves to start the year off right. And I like to have these items on hand all throughout the year because I find that having these items always on hand helps our homeschool run smoothly and more efficiently. And you're gonna wanna stay till the end because the last item on our list is not only a game changer, it not only helped our kids become successful at homeschool, but really have them thrive and look forward to homeschooling each and every day. So if you're new to homeschool or just need some ideas or get out of a rut, I hope you stay till the end to see that all these items which help your homeschool thrive. Okay, first off, you're gonna need your basic supplies, pencils, and erasers. And I'm gonna tell you why you want these versus other ones. Okay, so for these, I'm not gonna even try to say it. I'll be here all day trying to say the name, but these are the world's best pencils and they come sharpened and they are latex free pencils. Now, they are worth the investment because I will say they write more smoothly than like the Dollar Tree pencils. We have really fine, like that brown recyclable paper for our Envision math book, but these pencils do not rip holes while my kids writing. No matter how hard they push down, they tend not to rip the paper or damage it while they're writing. So I love these. No matter how sharp they get, they don't rip or pierce papers in my experience so far. Dollar Tree pencils tend to write very soft and the lead color is not as dark. So I homeschool with a charter school, so I have to send a sample 1 or 2 per week to our, they're called EFs, educational facilitator, and it makes it so much more easier for her to read it when I scan using these pencils. This pencil lead appears much more darker, makes the sample more legible, easier to read, and so it's really great. And I noticed my kids started gravitating towards these with their artwork, and I just bought this and you can see they already started taking some out, so I already know that they prefer these. Also, the erasers last a lot longer, and going forward I want to show you, you've got to get these high polymer erasers. I bought a pack of 10. You can buy them anywhere from Walmart to Amazon, and these are a game changer. Everything comes nice and organized inside. They are individually wrapped. My son already took one out, but you can see they have a plastic cover on there, and then it's perforated, just to show you, like this is like a Dr. Seuss one I got from Dollar Tree. If I stretch it, it cracks and breaks, and then you just go all the way around, and then you just take this off so the rest stays nicely wrapped. And you can see if you stretch it, it doesn't crack like the other one does. It's really great if your kids are in art to use this eraser. It really gets the pencil marks off without leaving a residue. It is worth the investment. Now, you don't have to have 10. I think they sell 1 to 3 at Walmart. You can find them on Amazon, Rainbow Resources. This is the eraser to get. Dollar Tree has them, but you can see they crack, they break, and especially my kids, my toddler will go and like crack them all up, and then they're all over the rug, and I have to go and vacuum a couple times. Sometimes they get stuck in the vacuum, clean that out. So save yourself the hassle and make things a little bit neater by investing in great erasers where they're not going to end up all over and smushed in your carpet. So that is why these are really great brands. I am a very budget-friendly homeschool. I don't like to spend where I don't need to, but these are really, really great investments. And like the pencils, my kids already start taking them. So what I'm going to do is put them on the highest shelf in my closet. And when they lose all the pencils that you currently have, I'll either go look for them, and if I can't find them because they get lost in my car and wherever else or behind the couch, I'll go ahead and grab one. And then that is how we kind of extend the use of them. Now, Sharpies are important just for labeling, more for me, definitely not my kids. I do have a toddler, so these go on the highest shelf in my closet so they won't get them and go on the wall. When you use them, put them back in the box so they don't grab it, but it's really great for labeling things that I may need. And of course, construction paper. I have 3 kids and all of them love art, and my toddler, who is 2 going on to 3, this will be ideal when we go into preschool for color matching activities, shapes, gluing, crafts, you name it, you can do it with it. I also have pocketbook history books, so I will be using this to create pocketbooks, and that is why colored construction paper is fun, it's easy, and it's really affordable. Buy whatever will intrigue and get your kids engaged in activities. Number 2 must have in our homeschool is having bulk dry erase markers and chalk. So there is different types of chalk. We have this one, Crayola Chalk 12, as well as this one's a little bit more cheaper. I find that they both are about the same as far as quality. I bought these with white and colored, and they come as a 2-pack with an eraser, and I couldn't find the color by itself. Finding colored chalk is actually really difficult, but my daughter likes to draw on her easel. She has a little shop set up and she likes to make a menu and draw, but sidewalk chalk is actually thicker. It's more affordable in my opinion. And you get a bigger pack. I find sidewalk chalk actually works pretty well. You don't want to vacuum up chalk because it can leave a residue on your stain if you have light colored rug, but having dry erase markers is a must-have in my house. I cannot tell you how much I use these every day. There cannot be a day I don't use these. I have a really large dry erase board, like school style, and I write everything from the kids' day-to-day schedule to things I want to get done. Like I put weekly affirmations on there that we go through every day when we start the morning. Some drawings my kids had because it's magnetic, and of course my daughter loves to draw on the whiteboard, and she's learning to read and write, so she likes to write on there as like a fun activity. It writes me little messages, so when I wake up in the morning I can see it. So sometimes he doesn't always securely put the cap on, and if he doesn't, sometimes they do tend to dry out, or my daughter may sometimes leave a cap off, or I use them a lot as well, so using them also tends to dry out as much as I use them. So having a pack on hand doesn't put a pause on our learning structured style at home. We get to still continue our lesson as we would, and I find that if you have these, your just homeschool runs smoothly, or chalk if you have a chalkboard. I am a firm believer that you cannot have too much printer paper. I love printing free worksheets from Teacher Pay Teacher, Pinterest, and education.com. They are great practice sheets. They're free, educational, fun. My kids also love for me to find free coloring paper, like designs off it. They'll have me search characters and I'll go ahead and print off a coloring page for them. So having printer paper helps me keep my homeschool running smoothly and more efficiently. They like to do their drawings, art as well on this. Now, if you get it at Costco, I find Costco has better quality and a slightly bigger pack. Walmart is comparable to Costco, but Costco has, I feel like they have a thicker sheet. I got this off of Amazon. Again, it was raining like crazy this last week, and I live in California, so it hardly rains. I don't have an umbrella or the proper rain gear, and it's never rained like this in almost all my life. Yeah, so I didn't have the proper gear to go out, and I didn't want to take all my kids out with me in the rain and risk getting sick and missing our other classes for the week. So getting it sent to my house was ideal. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you can get it off of Target, where you have a 2-hour pickup, which is also very helpful for any homeschool mom. And along with having printer paper always on hand, always having a spare ink cartridge is always ideal, because you never know when you're gonna run out. For me, I always run out of ink at the worst possible time. It's always important to have an extra, or at least keep track of your levels. When you know you're getting close to the end, make sure that within a month or two you have your ink to keep your homeschool running smoothly. And as I told you guys before, these next two are my game changers in my homeschool. I have 3 kids, so you want to keep the peace in your house, and these are the ways you're going to do it. The last one is the absolute and most important item I feel having in my homeschool to make my kids not only be successful but thrive in their homeschool. But let me go ahead and get to this one first. Now, I told you my kids just joined an art class, so they are like inspired and they want to do everything which is art related. They love watching, we don't have TikTok, but they love watching YouTube shorts, Facebook shorts, anything to do with art. I got these off of Rainbow Resources, and they are so fun and affordable, and I love the packaging. So I got this one. They sell this one on Amazon too. I did see it. I don't remember the price. So this is Junior Artist. It has 50 pastels, and I believe it was cheaper at the time. I bought this. Then in Amazon, it has 48 colors, an extra black and an extra white. And I really don't want to have multiple sets of 3, so I'd rather just buy one big pack, because once it's over, then you can go ahead and replace it. I also got these watercolors. My kids absolutely love painting, and my kids love to mix their watercolors with markers. It has some effect on the paint, and I think that's awesome. So along with those markers, if you do get stuff like this on your walls, you're gonna want to use a Mr. Clean dry eraser. I find that to be the most efficient and helpful, so there's my tip. But I also got these, they're called paint markers. I haven't used these yet. My kids were really thrilled when I got these because I guess in TikTok or YouTube, they do these videos where they like take off the cap and they start their drawing. So my kids are really enthusiastic to get these, but they were expensive. I want to say this pack of 12 was about, I want to say almost $20 or more. So if you're an artist, it's great, but like my kids, I'm not sure I would splurge again on these. We'll see how well they do or how much they love them. It depends on how much they use, love, and how long they last. But that's something that my kids, or I guess a lot of budding artists, love right now. This came from Rainbow Resources. They're colored pencils, but I mean, all colored pencils are essentially the same. But I love the fact that it comes with a tin, so it's easy to put them back. And oh, look, I love it. I've never bought fancy stuff like this before, but I love that. Look, it has the color there, and they're really sharpened, and they're laid out really, really nice. And it says Studio Series on them, so I just love that part. Just the presentation was wow. Oh yeah, and look at, I'm the messy one. And then there's another one right below it. So there's 2 rows, but I love the fact that it has a tin cover, because a lot of times we get those Crayola markers with the box set, and then they end up losing, they get squished or ripped, and then they're here and there everywhere and scattered around. So I figured this would be really great for the purpose of organization. I splurged on this, and then I can just reuse these when these colored pencils go out. I'm going to keep the tin and just reuse them again and again, and then put other colored pencils in here. So it's worth the splurge for the organization. Now, if you have a tin like this, it's a great thing to use. Just go ahead and put yours in something like this. I can't leave mine in like a turnstile lazy daisy because my toddler will just throw them here and there, and they're everywhere. Like, I can't even tell you how often I clean my homeschool room and it's still like, you know, but it's kids and this is real life, and I enjoy every moment of it. But this will bring a little more sanity to me, hopefully. And not just those kind of art supplies, which you could think outside the box. Now, I am not an artiste or have artistic ability, but I really love this coloring by numbers. So both my kids will hopefully work as a team. They were a little more expensive, but I love the fact that you can paint by numbers. It teaches them how to blend. Now this is 6 years and older, so my daughter is 6 and my older son is 9. It got Creative Child Award 2021. It's the Game of the Year award, and it gives you 2 sheets of paper. So there's a giraffe and a lion in here, and there's 2 little inkwells that they can paint, and then there's these 2 little like almost like Dollar Tree style paints and a paintbrush. And I have extras, and they can each select one or work together. And if you have an art student or an artsy kid, I would really invest in these art books. They do go to art class and they don't always use their book, but what I find valuable about these books is they are a little more expensive. They're about $10 per book, and each one is different. This is mixed multimedia. There are some for sketching, for coal, and different types like pastels or watercolors. It's worth it because I know, like with my daughter, if papers end up here and there, they're getting ripped and then thrown away. But when they do them in their art book, this is like an album, and you can just keep it, and they can just draw their like most detailed work in here, and then they can sketch on other papers that can be tossed out. But I like to keep their most prized possession artwork in this book. Okay, so this is my game changer. My son and daughter absolutely love doing homeschool, but they're kids, and sometimes they don't always want to do homeschool. And so I found some ways to do homeschool without homeschooling. So that is why I want to share with you the power of a great activity book. Trust me, if you find the ones for your kids, it is a huge game changer. Like Mad Libs. This is geared towards my son, but my daughter will use it too. And it's great for language arts. So those days where like it's raining or cold, or they're like, you know what, I really don't want to do homeschool. This is great. It's dinosaur themed, so my kids absolutely, if you haven't been around here, my kids absolutely love dinosaurs. So you'll see dinosaur everything in my homeschool. So this helps them think, it helps them laugh, it gets them to work as a team, so it brings their friendship and relationship closer. So I really value a good activity book, especially like when we're traveling to a museum. We're in Los Angeles County, but we're not near the city, so it takes anywhere between 1 hour to, with traffic, it can be up to 2. And if the kids, if they don't have anything to entertain them, they're going to either want the cell phone, or they might end up, you know, getting on each other's nerves. And to keep the peace and to keep their eyes out of the cell phone and into books, I find that having activity books like this is immensely helpful. So like this is an incredible dinosaur book. It was a couple dollars. It's off of Rainbow Resources, and you can see it has facts. They can color, they complete the drawing, they did half the drawing, and then it names them, and you're supposed to complete the drawing. So when we went on a road trip, my son was reading this to my daughter, and they were sharing this in the back. But when they do this, they love to be next to each other. They love sitting next to each other, talking, they're laughing. They're trying to figure how to do this. So it really brings a camaraderie out of them. It has a friendship. When you're traveling, especially if you have kids different ages, sometimes you're just stressed out and you don't know what to do, and maybe your kids don't want to homeschool. You know what? Sometimes you're struggling. Right now, we're struggling with math. We've been struggling a little bit, especially with division. In the meantime, we have this dinosaur multiplication and division workbook, and you will be like, so like, what is going on? Like my son we haven't got to it, but he's been eager to do it. So he's been asking me every day. So I just want to show you what it looks like. I mean, just having a dinosaur on the page just changes his whole like outlook on life and math. I can't even tell you, like some of them don't have dinosaurs on the page, but some of them do, and he is so excited and ignited just to do this. And then there's an answer key on the back, so if you're not 100% sure yourself, or you're on the road, don't have a calculator or whatever, like this is it. Instead of me struggling and being, come on buddy, like let's do our math, and him like, oh my god, no. He'll be like, yes, there's a dinosaur, I want to do it. And you are needing to get out of a slump, like a math slump or something. Let me tell you, get away from the curriculum for a little bit, go to the workbooks and just take your time on these, because this will really change your child's outlook on math. Like my son, if he struggles, he gets kind of a little flustered and frustrated. So I know that if I keep him engaged on something that he wants to do, he'll learn it. And then when we go back to the curriculum, he'll be excited to execute those homework pages. I actually started this with my daughter with her science, but my son really wanted one. But language arts, I thought was so great. You could just see how you color it, and then you glue it, and then you write underneath on the little worksheet. So this is 3rd grade language arts. The directions are right here. There's no answer key, but it's easy enough, and you could probably Google it if you're not sure. But it's just really great design. I really love these with my son. It's fun, it's interactive, it's engaging. That is the game changer in our homeschool, finding things to tailor and what will work for your kid to help them thrive. Homeschool looks different to every parent and child, and you have to find what works best for you and your child. If you're going through a rough patch right now, be reassured it's just a rough patch. Take your time, get through it, and I promise you things will get better. If not, I have some great tips coming up of what you need to do to ensure that you will keep homeschooling. And I want to say thank you for stopping by and having this chat with me. My name is Stephanie, and I hope you will join our community by giving a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.